Hello YouTube, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to remove exhaust studs, broken exhaust studs, either two different ways, using resonant frequency to remove the exhaust stud, or I'm also going to show you how you can use a TIG welder. You can use a MIG welder, use any kind of welder to get in there and go ahead and weld on the stud. That will heat it up and expand it. You can use a little bit of WD-40 that will pull the WD-40 down into it. The heat and the expansion and the cooling and the contraction will get this stud out without you having to drill it. So I'm going to show you two different ways of removing a stud without having to use a drill bit or a drill and saving the threads. Both ways we're saving the threads. So let's go out to the shop and let's see if I can show you using a TIG welder and using resonant frequency how to remove a stud. All right, tip of the day in the back of the shop, and we're going to be talking about resonant frequency and how we can break a bolt loose using resonant frequency. As you can see, these bolts do not want to come loose. There's 14 of these that are broken off. If you can see close up, they're everywhere. If this customer would have used resonant frequency to get these out, he would have been able to get them out and we wouldn't have to be going through all of this. On these cylinder heads, like I said, there's 14 of these broke off. If you don't have one of these tools, I'll put it in the link at the bottom of the description, possibly, where you can get one of these tools, and it's pretty cool. We'll discuss that at a different time, and these just do not want to come out. We want to put a little bit of WD-40 on them. We want to use resonant frequency. You say, what is that? Resonant frequency? This is resonant frequency. I don't know if you can read that. Can you hear that harmonics? That's resonant frequency working. We can pretty much almost, they want to come out by themselves because I don't think they want to be hit on with a hammer. So all of these would have come out had we used resonant frequency on the nut with the little WD-40 before. What's happening is the vibration is coming down the stud. This is steel, this is aluminum. There's different resonant frequencies. As the frequency comes down and is moving, it actually will break it loose from the side. And if you look at the threads, I don't know if you can see that or not. Look how clean those threads are now. It breaks the rust right off of that and the corrosion. Let's see if we can get 3 out without breaking one. Look at that. These would not come out without using resonant frequency. We'd have to drill it. We could have welded it to get it out. There's many ways to get a bolt out. We're not going to discuss how to remove a bolt right now, because if we use resonant frequency, we may never have to drill a bolt again. I don't know if you can see that. As it comes out, if you don't do this and you end up not breaking the stud, what happens is the aluminum stays stuck to it and it galls coming out, and then you end up getting it out and you took out the threads with it. The threads stayed stuck to it and you just rip the threads out of the aluminum head. This way the threads stay nice and clean. We haven't damaged any threads. We're not going to have to use a helical. We saved the head. It saved time. Can you hear that? Look at there. And that quickly, this was a little bit of a tighter one. They were all tight. Actually, I cannot pull any of them out just with the tool without resonant frequency. What it'll actually do, it'll just break the stud off. It's not going to give it up. You actually have to want it. Once again, look at those threads. Perfectly clean, no aluminum stuck to them. We haven't damaged the head. We use resonant frequency. We removed these 3 without drilling, that quick, that fast. Once again, if you don't have one of these, you could have used a pair of vice grips on it. This is really cool. There's 3 rollers in here. As it turns, either left or right, it grabs the stud. If I was going to save this stud, I would have grabbed it from down here at the bottom a little bit further. These are already broke off. This is the way they came in from the customer, so it didn't make any difference. I grabbed the top. But if the stud is good, we can actually grab the little shank right here, grab it and release it. We can use this also to put it back on. Nice tool. If you don't have one, I encourage you to get one. I'll put a link on my description. Maybe we'll have a Black Friday sale. Awesome. I got some more studs to remove. Tip of the day: how to remove studs without a drill, a torch, or any cuss words. Okay, I don't know if you can see all of these, but there's a bunch of broken bolts in here. Let me get you in a good example of one. There you go. Can you see those? Right there. Okay, in the welding, what I'm going to use is a mild steel, if you can see that. It's just a mild steel TIG rod, not anything special. You can use a harder rod, which is good because you're going to be getting into this little hole right in there, and we're going to go ahead and TIG weld up above it, little Mickey Mouse ears I like to call it. Here's my tip. I like to put a small cup on it because I'm going to get right in there and TIG weld. I'm going to do it with the camera off, so y'all stay tuned. Let me go ahead and use both my hands, get these out. I'll show them to you. We'll come back to it. I don't know who I'm looking at. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. All right. Okay, I kind of wanted y'all to see this. I didn't want you to think I'm doing any kind of trickery dock, but it's really that simple. Didn't use a lot of heat. The heat did help a little bit, but I used resonant frequency, so you can see how they're coming out. This is why I call them my little Mickey Mouse ears. All right, all of them are now out of the exhaust. I got the other side to do. Okay, here's head number 2. Also, tip of the day, you can see I have a mat down here to keep anything from scratching the deck. But here we have on this particular head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exhaust studs here to remove. Let me get after it. Okay, I'm back. Took a little break. I just kept on doing it. Not everyone's gonna come right out like super. They're not gonna just jump right off the head. They will come out. These two in the back were a little bit tougher, but I thought I'd go ahead and keep that in there so you can see that they're not just all going to screw out with your fingers, but they do. This was a booger. They're extremely hard when they're way down deep in the head. And, oops. And you really got to want it. I don't know if you can see it right there. Took quite a bit, but once again, if you look at the threads, I don't know if you can see that, the threads are clean. It just took a while. It was way down in there. Look at the bottom of there. All right, so what do we have? Just to show you that you can do this at home. There you go. Look at all those. I'm gonna make a nice little necklace for you, put a chain around it. All right. Tip of the day, use your TIG welder, get all these out without a drill. Also, it'll remove them all, saving all the threads. No helicoils needed. Don't even need to run a tap in there. The vibration loosens it up, and then I'll work it back and forth as it's coming out. All right, tip of the day, use your TIG welder to get you out your studs. All of them gone. Didn't use a drill at all. All right, YouTube, hope this helped using a welder to help remove the stud or using resonant frequency. If this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, hit the like and subscribe button. Tell your buds, tell your friends, tell everybody. Also, leave me a comment on stuff that you like to see. I'm not saying I'm going to go and shoot that video the next day, but as I'm trying to figure out different videos to make, I do read the comments, and I like to answer the comments too. So let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you like to see. Let me know if this is working for you. If it's not working for you, still let me know. All right. As for me, I'm getting back to work. We'll see you later. Here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a TIG welder, and I'm going to come inside that bolt hole, and I'm going to TIG weld. I like to call them little Mickey Mouse ears. Let me weld it, and then I'll show you what I did. And, all right, I'll show you what I did, and y'all can duplicate it. Maybe something. Maybe, I don't know. Okay.